Hello everyone. In this video, I will be explaining about Omni Rollups and the deployment by using Builder Marketplace of Dojima. So let's get started. So let us have a brief idea about what are rollups and the different types of rollup. So rollups are nothing but a layer to scaling solution that increase the transaction throughput of a blockchain by combining multiple transactions into a single batch and submitting onto the main blockchain. So by doing this, there is less congestion and the gas fees required for these transactions are lowered and making the whole transactions off chain and submitting onto main blockchain. So there are two types of rollups. One is optimistic rollups and ZK rollups. Optimistic rollup considers the off-chain transactions are valid by default and are only verified when there is a challenge provided for this batch of transactions. So there are two types of optimistic rollups. One is Arbitrum and the thing is Optimism. When it comes to ZK rollups, it provides a new layer of security by adding a ZK proof to the batch of transactions that were submitted to the main blockchain. So it enables a new level of security for the transactions that were bundled off chain and submitted to the main chain. So there is the zero knowledge proof is added to the bundle transaction. So the main blockchain verifies the proof provided by the bundle, and if it is valid, and then only the bundle transactions were done on the main blockchain. Now Dojima is trying to provide a new way of rollups that deals with not only EVM chain but also with other blockchains, dealing with all the chains, not only with EVM. So let's get started how to deploy Omni Rollup and make use of that in dApps or wallets or wherever required. So you need to go through Builder Marketplace dashboard. Here we have a section for Omni Rollups separately. So in order to create a new rollup for yourself and make use in wherever you required, navigate to create in Omni Rollups and click on rollup. So here user needs to provide basic details of the rollup. So let's consider that the rollup name is Omni Rollup. Let's say for example. Here the chain ID is generated by default. So here if you consider, right now we are providing Arbitrum optimistic rollup, and that deals with Dojima as settlement layer and DA layer in testnet. In the coming days, we are also trying to provide different rollups, that is optimistic, ZK rollups and more. So here the framework is Arbitrum, which is an optimistic rollup, and settlement layers for Dojima, and DA layer also is Dojima. Right now we are trying to deploy it on testnet, and in mainnet it might cost some value for maintaining this rollup. So once after providing the minimum details, click on continue. So here you can see the overview of rollup, what it is using and what are provided once the rollup is deployed. So that deployment time might take around 20 minutes. It's a rough estimation. So it might take more than 10 to 15 minutes to deploy the entire rollup and in working condition. So once you click on deploy rollup, the deployment starts. So these are the backend steps that work for deploying the rollup. So once the deployment step completes, you'll be having a rollup deployed for yourself and provide them to whoever are trying to create an omni-chain functionality through rollup. So now, as you can see here, your pods were created, setup was done, and Explorer is also created for this rollup. So once everything is done, your rollup is deployed and is ready to use. You can just close this window and you can go to the dashboard in Omni Rollups. So here you can see the details of the rollup that you have created. So once you click on Explore, you can see the basic details of the rollup and how you can make use it in different dApps or wallets or wherever required. So these are the basic requirements provided by user, and this is the chain ID. Here you can get the RPC URLs and WebSocket URLs of the rollup, and here you can see the Explorer URL. So if you want to see the Explorer that is deployed for the particular rollup, you can just copy and search for that. So here you can see the blogs generated, transactions that were happening in the blogs, everything you can see for that particular rollup over here. So, and you also have some nodes that were running for this particular rollup. You can just click on view logs and see the logs of those nodes. And here you have the basic configurations that were used for deploying this rollup. You can click on any of them and see the details of that particular rollup configurations. And here deployment configurations, the contracts that were deployed and used for running the rollup and everything. So you can use these RPC URLs and chain IDs similar to how you make use of an EVM chain to connect in wallets like Dojima wallet or MetaMask wallets, and in any dApps that you want to make use for transactions or contract deployments on rollup. Wherever required, you can use these RPC URLs, and you can see the list of transactions that were generated and contract deployment for these rollups over here in the Explorer link. So this is how you can deploy a rollup by making use of Builder Marketplace provided by Dojima and use it wherever required in dApps or wherever. So this is a basic idea like how to deploy your own rollup, omni-chain rollup, providing omni-chain functionality with dealing with different chains provided by Dojima. That's the basic info about Omni Rollups and the deployment using Builder Marketplace. Thank you, everyone.